A long time ago, in a distant kingdom, there was a tradition that a new king would be chosen every year. Whoever was crowned king had to sign an agreement stating that at the end of the year, he would be removed from the throne and abandoned on a deserted island, with no possibility of return. As soon as the king's term ended, he was dressed in royal robes, taken on an elephant for a final tour of the city, and then sent off toward the island. On one such occasion, as the people were returning after leaving their old king on the island, they came across a young man who had miraculously survived the wreckage of a destroyed ship. Since it was time to choose the next king, the people offered him the throne. At first, the young man hesitated, but eventually, he agreed to become king for 1 year, accepting the reality of the situation. He was informed about all the rules and regulations of the kingdom and was also told clearly that after his term, he too would be left on the same deserted island. On the 3rd day of his rule, the young king requested his minister to take him to the island where the previous kings had been left. As per his wish, a special caravan was arranged. The island was filled with dangerous wild animals and dense forests. Upon reaching, the young king saw that the skeletons of the previous kings were still scattered around. He was shaken, but he did not lose courage. After returning, he selected a group of hard-working laborers and took them back to the island. He ordered that the entire island be cleaned, all wild beasts eliminated, and unnecessary trees cut down to level the land. He personally inspected the island every month. Soon, all the dangerous animals were gone, and the land became clear and manageable. By the 2nd month, beautiful gardens were established on the island. Various types of domestic animals were brought in. In the 3rd month, he had a magnificent palace built and also set up a port. As time passed, that deserted island transformed into a beautiful and flourishing settlement. This king was of a simple nature. He lived a modest life and spent most of the kingdom's wealth on the island's development. After 10 months, he said to the prime minister that he now wished to move permanently to the island. However, the ministers insisted that he should wait until the end of his term. Eventually, the year came to an end. As per tradition, he was dressed in royal attire and taken through the city on an elephant for the final farewell. But unlike the previous kings, this king had a smile on his face. The people were surprised and asked, when all the past kings cried at this moment, "Why are you happy?" He calmly replied, "I once heard wise people say that when you are born, you cry while the world rejoices. Live your life in such a way that when you leave, you are smiling while the world weeps. I didn't waste my time chasing temporary pleasures. Instead, I prepared for the future. The island that was a symbol of death for others, I turned into a paradise for myself. Now I will live there peacefully for the rest of my life." That is why a wise person is one who leaves behind temporary glory and prepares for what lies ahead, and that is exactly what I have done.